What's up, y'all? I'm back.
Good evening.
As promised, I have a special guest. This is my mom. This is Miss Joan.
Hey.
And I'm glad to have her here with me today. This is her first YouTube video. So, a while ago, I wanted to do a tag with my mom, but we wanted to make our own questions. So I said, Mom, write 10 questions. I'm going to write 10, and we'll ask each other. Well, she wrote 15. So that made me have to go back to the drawing board, and I don't know hers and she doesn't know mine. And we're gonna just sit here and trip each other out, or maybe throw some softballs. I don't know. Let's just have some fun. You ready?
I'm ready whenever you are, son.
All right, you are first. Ladies first.
Oh, ladies are first?
Ladies are first.
Do you have patience to wait on things to happen?
No.
Oh, gee.
I'm trying to learn patience, but I'm naturally anxious and headstrong, so I don't always think things through, but my current situation is making me have patience against my will.
Well, when you get old as I am, you find patience somewhere. You just glad to be alive, breathing, to have patience. Thank you. You gotta know when it comes from above.
All right, you ready for mine?
I don't know.
Okay, number 1. During your career as a police officer, do you believe you have ever used excessive force beyond what was necessary?
No. I have never had to do too much of anything, no more than what had to be done. People respected me enough where if I said a no and don't do, can't do, won't do, that's the way it went.
I hear that. My mom is a retired police officer. You learned that in some of my earlier videos. And
hey, Flint Police in the house.
I was just curious about that. Because right now everybody's getting their asses beat. Oops.
Or killed.
Well, you can say ass. You just can't say F and B.
Oh, I ain't saying
no,
nothing.
I mean,
like
I
that.
just said ass. But anyway. All right, question number 2.
Okay. Let me see. Who are some of your mentors? Or who is someone that you look up to or have looked up to in the past? Maybe they told their butt with you and you don't look up to them no more or something, but...
Oh, good question.
Thank you.
I mean, you're talking like parents aside. Like, who are some people in my life?
Oh, yeah.
Right. Okay, so... I would have to say my Aunt Sharon. I always admired her drive and her will and her determination to have a good life and nice things and a great family, and I've always respected that, always.
That's my baby sister.
And I always admired Mr. Marshall.
Oh, yeah.
He was one of my high school teachers, and his decorum and the way he handled us and respected all the stupid wild kids that he had to deal with on a daily basis. I always thought he was tremendously
Mr. Marshall was a respectful man.
And my grandfather, Big Rock, who is no longer with us, I have always modeled myself to be a man like he was, who always had a kind word to say and a hug for everybody. So
yep, that's my dad.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Number 2. Your first time getting married out of high school, were you afraid to become a wife and mother?
I was afraid of his butt. So yes, I never should have done it. I was real stupid back then when he said, if you don't do it, I'm going to get somebody else to. And my husband told me now, he says, you stupid. Everybody was pulling that on everybody and you fell for it. Yes, I did. Dumb. Dumb.
Well, you were young though too.
Well, didn't know.
And inexperienced.
Very inexperienced, but yes, I was afraid of the whole entire situation because I was not ready to leave home.
Okay. Your turn. Number 3.
Okay. Okay. Are you peaceful in your being?
Ooh, you hit me with some good ones.
And or calm and at peace with yourself at this point?
Ooh. I am calmer now, having been back home inside of myself, than I have been in a long time. I've always tried to remain like a peace. You know, even when I would have a rough day and I'd call you because I wanted to go into work with a peaceful mindset, not go in there. Like I'm telling you, I'm having a rough day, so I'll call you. I'll say, Mom, make me laugh real quick.
When I have jokes.
Yes, she does. But she would always help me come from 10 to 0 so that I would stay peaceful and not project whatever I was feeling or going through onto my staff and everybody. So I've always worked on the peace thing, but the calmness I'm definitely feeling right now. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you're a lot calmer. I think you're going to even be calmer once we get our lives back in some kind of everyday, okay,
Yeah.
no drama.
I'm a control freak though, so like being in my career, I was made to be a control freak. So not being able to control my life right now as I go through this recovery is very difficult. Very.
Well, I've never been a control freak, but I like things to go smooth, no drama. Suggestions that will work. Come up with solutions that will work. I've always been in that type of a realm for people.
Yes, that's
and
very
for
true.
myself and for my family.
That's super true. Yeah. Are you ready for mine?
I think.
Number 3. What's the best Christmas gift you ever received? Ever.
The best Christmas gift I ever received. Wow, that's a good one because I always got real good gifts. Wow. Can I come back to that? Let me think about it for a minute.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, because that hit me. Christmas right now is kind of like...
Do you want me to skip that one and make it the last one?
Yeah, why don't we do that?
All right, so I'll skip. Do you remember the first time I told you I like boys?
Yes.
What happened?
I said, well, you gotta love who you gotta love, who you wanna love.
You want to tell me? You want me to tell you how I remember it?
Yeah, how you remember?
I came home from having experimented, and I told you, I said, Ma, I made out with a boy last night. And you said, oh yeah? I said, yep. You said...
Was it good?
No, you... Probably later, but your first response was, do you think you're going to do that again?
Well...
And I said, I'm pretty sure. She's like, all right. Well, just make sure it's clean.
I'm just going to say, don't get no cooties. That's all I want you to not get no cooties, not get sick, and not have no kind of diseases or nothing.
I was very blessed, very lucky. And I was never in the closet or anything. So like coming out, I never had a big coming out moment. I just told my mama what I did, and it was like on and popping. I never had a coming out moment to anybody.
On and popping.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
All right, your turn.
Okay. I forgot to mark off. What is your feelings and your take on what the world is like today and what is out there today with all this sadness and turmoil and killings, and people don't give a care, and they just do what they want, and they're very selfish? And what is your take on how the world is now? Because I didn't grow up in that type of a world.
That's an awesome question, Ma. I really believe that consumerism is what has led us astray. Like the pursuit of the almighty dollar has overcast anything about being moral, being just. Even with our presidency now, his only goal is to make money, 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 money. It's not about bringing us together, stopping crime, stopping police brutality. It's all money driven, his businesses, his family's legacy. So I think that capitalism has, for me, everybody enjoys money and everybody wishes they had a little more, but I see the evils of it too, because it has created where people can't have a regular life and feel like they're good enough anymore. If you're not seeing the money that a Kim Kardashian is seeing, or some kind of socialite person, you feel your life may be a little bit less than, because you don't have all this stuff. And you raised us to not find that important. Like, even though me and my sisters were spoiled, you always made sure we knew that there were people who had a lot less than us, and not to brag about it. And don't tell everybody you just got a new toy and do all that kind of stuff, because there's a lot of people who don't have anything. And so, like, I've always been somebody who tried to help the less fortunate whenever I can in any kind of way. So I think money has ruined us a lot.
Well, you see, I've always been satisfied with what I was, the lane I was in. I never had to overstep my bounds and live out of my means. Whatever I had, I was happy with. If I had to eat rice and beans every day for a week, it was fine with me, because I was eating something.
Yeah.
It didn't matter about what the people next door had, what anybody else had. I was at peace and satisfied and content with where I was in my own life.
Yeah.
So I never worried about all that and all that kind of going on. Okay.
I think it's my turn.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Number 5, which is really like number 4. What do you remember most about me as a kid?
Oh, being very thoughtful, caring, loving, sharing, and like to smell good all the time with cologne.
Yeah. I was actually shopping online for cologne yesterday.
Oh, jeez. I knew that you were a good-looking young man, so I like to keep, all of my children are good-looking, but I liked at that time to keep y'all dressed nice. Keep your dress sharp. And then wherever we went, I like to put y'all in something. If we were going to be in a crowd, everybody matching with a bright color, so I could look and find you in the crowd real quick if you got away from me.
Cool.
But always have kept y'all groomed and about hygiene and personable things like toiletries and all of that, so y'all could be up on that, so you wouldn't smell yourself. Yeah, nobody else could smell you either.
Oh, good. All right, your turn.
Oh, is it already? Oh, let's see. Did I ask you about patience?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't cross. My bad. I didn't cross it out. Everything should be in moderation. Even moderation should be in moderation. Everything has a limitation. What would be your limitations?
I don't understand the question.
And overdoing something for somebody, or making sure somebody else is okay before you're okay yourself. What would be your limitation?
Oh. I think that's when I'm involved. When I'm involved, I put myself dead last, and I'm the caretaker.
See, that was my problem. I've always put them on a pedestal ahead of me, which I felt I did.
Yeah, I think I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I worry about if they got what they need, if they're hungry, can I make their plate? Are you happy? Like I'm worried about their happiness. And
well, now I won't buy nobody a hot dog.
But no, I do think in my relationships is when I don't have a limit. I kind of fall back in importance and push the other person forward, which to me feels natural. So I don't know.
Well, you just got to know when enough is enough. You don't want to overdo. Because when you overdo, that messes you up.
Yeah, I don't think I've. Oh, well, yeah.
You have.
Yeah.
No, everybody overdoes. And then when you get bit by the one-eyed spider and all these different folks, then you know, cut it off. You might have to throat cut somebody, but hey. You got to cut it off. You got to know when the time is.
All right. How did you honestly feel about me being so far away and for so long?
Well, we would talk almost every other night, so I wasn't worried so much, but I was worried about not you, but the people around you. Not knowing who is trying to
who I'm dealing with.
Right, who trying to get to you, who's going to hurt you. Because we had a family member, Tyrone, that they worried a lot about him, and that didn't go so well. I was kind of worried because Houston is a big city. I've never been there. Well, I did go there, but we didn't know nobody, and we was just riding through. And it's just a big, big city. It's like it takes you and swallows you up whole. And just suck all of your energies out. Then it just spits you back out when it gets too much for you.
I think that's just your fear of a huge city. It's nothing like that though. If you get in there, you just make your way.
Well, I would be afraid of who I'm meeting because I like trust. I like people to trust, and I trust them. And you just don't know nothing about people when you done moved away from your own city and town and been around people for all your life. Then you go and move and get with people that you never met before. Don't know nothing about their background. Don't know who they done been with and all of this kind of thing.
I've never been burnt though. Like I've been down there 15 years and I never chose
It's
nobody.
a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing, and I would pray for you all the time. Oh, I was scared for you, but I'm glad that you came through.
All right, your turn.
Oh, is it? Let me see. I had a good one here for you. What is your greatest asset, you think, to life?
Loyalty.
Loyalty, that's a good one.
I'm very loyal. Loyal to a fault. I'm super loyal.
Trust is my big thing too. Trust, and I don't like the part about people that's couples and the other person go out on you. A hoe I cannot stand.
Yeah.
That ain't one of my things.
No, I've never cheated on anybody.
Me either.
I have emotionally cheated, where I kept a flirtation going that I knew I shouldn't have, but I never physically or kissed or made out or did anything regrettable. But I have had emotional flirtations. I like to be featured. I like to be given attention. So
I love the one I'm with, and that's it.
Yeah, I loved them too, but at the time, you know,
I don't dip and dab. I don't dip and dab.
Here's your question. What is the best thing you've ever eaten in your life?
Eaten? I like coconut cream pie.
Okay.
I love coconut cream pie.
Where do you get it from that's the best?
That's the best would be probably, what's the pasty place? King Arthur's.
King Arthur's.
Yep, King Arthur's.
Flint, Michigan, King Arthur's.
Yep. It's
Okay.
on
There's a couple locations. Look it up.
Yeah. King Arthur's. They have the best pastries, pies, cakes, but they're I really love their coconut cream. They real thick, chewy.
Okay. That was easy.
Oh yeah.
All right, next.
Okay, it's my turn.
Yep.
Okay.
This is fun, y'all. I'm so glad to have her on camera with me.
Do you need sex to survive?
I do. I don't gotta have it every day. I ain't gotta have it every day, but you know, you want to bust some grapes. I'm drawn to intimacy, so even if it's not full out intercourse, I just need to be intimate and hold and hug and cuddle and lay and just be touched and caressed. I need that. I like to give that, but I really do require that. The sex is a bonus, but I really do like to be.
That's what I'm missing
cradled
in my life with my own husband right now. I really miss that.
Yeah.
Because he was a good lover and he knew how to love me.
Yeah. All right. Yay, Dad. Okay. What's the next one?
Okay. Let's see. And do you love yourself? What do you love about yourself? What are some of your great qualities?
Yes, I am learning to love myself. I think that's always a work in progress. And some of the things I love about myself is that I have a very hard-working work ethic. Like, I'm not afraid to work 70, 80 hours a week, whatever it takes. I put my all into my career and my job. I am a great listener. And I'm always good at giving advice to people because I can hear their situation and not putting my personal thoughts on it, but just like look at it objectively instead of subjectively. And I think I'm a great friend. Like my friends who I love that love me back, I know I'm an awesome friend to them. Okay. What is your favorite holiday and why?
Well, I'd say Christmas because the family gets together and we just love one another, and I think that's Christmas is my best. Yeah. I just love Christmas.
You do, yes. You always made sure Christmas was really special.
So back to your question about what was my favorite Christmas gift. I think Kenny wrote me a real beautiful love letter one Christmas that I didn't open until, like, everybody had opened their stuff because I don't think he wanted me to read it in front of y'all. But that was one of my favorite gifts. And he spoke from the heart, and he let me know all he can do with a woman like me is love me.
Okay. Another one for Dad.
Oh, he's a hell of a man now.
R.I.P.
All right, go ahead.
As the firstborn, did you feel pressure to be a tomboy?
Well, I'll say this. My dad always wanted his firstborn to be a boy. And since the firstborn wasn't a boy, I always wanted his acceptance, his assuredness, his making me feel secure. So I said, well, if I act like a tomboy, I even got the job as a police officer to show him that I could be kind of like a boy, but not a boy. And so wearing that uniform really made him feel proud of me.
Yeah.
And then he had his firstborn son, which he was all right and everything.
Don't do it.
He was all right and everything, but I wanted to be the first boy.
Okay. Next question for me.
Okay. How many questions we got now?
I'm technically on number 11 because you answered the Christmas question.
Okay. Let me cross out. Have you made a decision in your life and stuck with it?
Yes. When I decided to relocate. I told y'all in July I was gone in August. I mean, it was instantaneous. I went to Houston for a trip with friends, loved it, and came back home and couldn't stop thinking about it. And then I talked to Laura's mom, and Laura's mom asked me, Laura's my best friend, and she asked me how was I doing. And I said, you know what? I'm okay. I don't have a life here. It's all good. And she said, you have a life. It's just not where you want it. And the light bulb went off instantly. And I knew then and right there in that moment, standing in her kitchen, that I had to move. And then I came and told y'all, and then within, 5 weeks,
Yeah.
I packed up everything and I hit the road. So, yes. I was gone for 15 years, so, I mean.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah.
But you would come back and visit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, that a visit is not like I am now, like I'm back. But 15 years of being away it's a long time. That's like I grew up there, you know? Like, I can honestly say that I grew up there. Not saying I didn't grow up in Flint, but like as a man, I grew up and learned who I was and who I am and like, you know, learn and discover myself.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I've always told you it's not what you are, it's who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have your own identity. Life is not for you to, what is it? Life is not, oh gosh, what is that saying?
We'll come back to it.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you believe you deserve happiness?
Oh, I know I deserve happiness.
A reason I asked you that is because how you were with your new vehicle, you just didn't seem like it was something that you were worthy of, and you didn't want to touch it. And she bought a beautiful brand new car and wouldn't drive it, and would drive her old car, and it was amazing to me, like, that you didn't feel, you say it's because it's got all this stuff in it, but that wasn't what was on your face. On your face was like, oh, it's too much for me. And I didn't understand that.
I don't know. I like things and deserve things. I think I've worked hard enough that I can get things, but things ain't what make me tick.
But you do the most random stuff for people. Like the lady in the post office was telling all the ladies in there, oh, his mom is the one who gave me my beautiful earrings and necklace and blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, it was his mom. And I'm like, this just the lady at the post office who's, Miss J is sweet as pie. But you think of all others first, and then when you finally got you something, you were like, oh, I don't know if I can drive it or not. So that was really more or less why I asked you that. All right, what's next?
I didn't think I was worthy of it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's go.
And life, I was saying, is not about finding yourself. It's about creating yourself.
Got it. Oh, I remember that.
Yes. Okay. So, let me see. What would make you cry?
You know, I love to cry. I cry on movies.
Geez.
I cried on a movie the other day I watched. I like to release emotion because to me a good cry kind of frees you a little bit from anything that's trapped in if you're dealing with stuff or if you need just a cleansing cry, you know?
Yeah.
I don't mind to cry. I don't mind to cry. I don't mind crying in front of people. Like you're a crier. Well,
Yeah.
I'm sensitive like you, so I can
Very
cry anything.
sensitive.
And whenever I'm watching a movie and I see a man cry, that makes me cry. Anytime a man is crying for any reason, I start crying. It just breaks me down.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't used to seeing men cry in my life. The ones that I was around, they just hired old school brothers. Didn't show no emotions or nothing. But I'm sure they showed them within their own realm, or like in the bathroom with the door closed.
Yeah,
or
everybody
something
has
like
a
that.
breaking point, but I'm not afraid. Like I'll cry for anything. Okay, are you ready? Are you afraid of being truly independent?
No. I can handle. Look, I got this. I got this. It may look like I don't sometimes, and I kind of teeter-totter, but I got this.
All right, that's all I need to hear. All right, your turn.
Okay. What makes your presence known when you enter a room or a place?
Okay, it's something you always said about Paul. How he walked in, shoulders up, chest high.
Proud.
I always walk into a place like that. I'm never like when I would walk into work and my staff is all getting ready.
Proud.
I'm always chest out, shoulders high. You know, I always walk in with commanding presence, and I'm not afraid to speak up. So if something has to be said, I will definitely make my voice heard and known and let my opinion fall on everybody around me. I don't like, I don't know if I should say
That's
it.
my boy.
I'm gonna tell you if I don't like some stuff.
Well, you can't be arrogant.
I am arrogant.
Jeez.
That's not a question. Okay, keep going.
Did I ask you what gives you peace and comfort?
Yes.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Okay, what makes you have a joyous day?
Right now it's very basic actually. If I just wake up, I'm starting off good. Like how you always walk out the door and you say thank you for waking up.
Yes, Lord.
I'm not as vocal as you about it, but when I do wake up, I say thank you. Even if I don't say it out loud, I'll just think it like, thank you for another day. And I'm always thankful to have my eyesight. Because for a little while there, I didn't know if I was going to be able to see again. So like when I'm driving down these country roads and I'm looking at all this beauty, all these cornfields and green and blue sky, and I'm very appreciative that I can see it and appreciate it. So I'm very thankful for that. All right. Besides love for your family, what have you turned to in life for strength to keep pushing through?
I think that each and every one of us was born with an inner being, an inner soul, something that's deeper and way bigger than us, that's in us. And whatever that is, if it's God, so be it. Whatever it is, it's deep in your soul, and you got to feel that for yourself. And if you got that pride, that satisfaction, you'll get up every morning. You won't be ashamed of anything, and you won't be embarrassed of yourself if you got that in you. And so you just kind of gotta pray and say to the Lord, love me because I love you. And you won't look down on people even. And I think that's just terrible, the way people don't respect others. You got to respect others. So I go deep within myself. I don't know where it is, but it's in me.
Okay. All right, your turn.
I think those were all of them.
You don't have as many as I do then.
I asked you, do you have patience to wait on things? Do you have a favorite quote?
Yes. And it's not even like some profound quote.
Okay.
I think it's Maya Angelou.
Okay.
And she says, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Huh.
And I've always, I will give everybody the benefit of the doubt, no matter what type of person you are, what's your background, where you come from, what you've done in life. I can shake hands with a killer. I can shake hands with a prostitute and treat them both the same and give them the respect. But the moment you show me something different than what I'm giving you, I take note, and I'll never forget the way I felt when I heard that switch go off on, in your tone or in your attitude towards me or in a lie that you said.
Ooh.
So when people show you who they are, believe them. That is something I live by. And I don't even have to say it. It's just always in my head. Like when I'm dealing, because I've had to deal with thousands of people in my career.
I know.
And I've had some great people and I've had some a-holes. And I've always known to be cognitive of the people who are not giving you their true selves. And the moment that it comes out, it's like, oh, there you go. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right, here's my question. How have I changed since living abroad?
I think you're more responsible. You've gotten very much more responsible. And since this illness hit you, I think you've gotten where you appreciate life more.
I can concur.
Oh, you concur? Oh, concur. Huh, ain't that rich? Eat the cake out of me! Eat the cake!
Are you out of questions?
I think that I am. What gives you joy?
Did we not do that one?
Did I give you that one?
No.
Okay, well, we won't go for that one then. What's a blessing in your life?
Honestly, and this is gonna sound cheesy and sappy, but the fact that I'm alive at the age of 40 and my mom is still here on this earth with me, because I have a lot of friends who have lost their mothers. And having just lost my dad, being that you are still here and well and with us and in your right mind most days.
They asked me, did I take my medicine today?
That's a great blessing, because I realize like how rare it is to, in my friend circle, how many people are without their moms or both parents. And I know I'm truly blessed by that. I don't really worry about the things that I have and stuff like that. But that is something, and I have a beautiful, huge, loving family that loves me to no end on all sides of my bloodstream, and I love that.
That's good. Now, the blessing is what you said, because I could have been killed 5 times on the street. And the good
as a police officer.
As a police officer, not just going to the store or nothing, mind you. But I've had those close encounters where I could have been killed just like that. And a lot of nights I didn't know if I was going to come home or see my kids or my husband again. So I am very blessed to be able to sit here and talk and be with my son.
All right, final question, and we're gonna wrap this up, and perhaps I can persuade her to do this again with me someday.
I'll be like Serena. We'll see.
I'm gonna give you a point for that. You gonna leave me hanging? I'm gonna give you a point.
I didn't know that was 5. I thought you was finna slap me.
I'm gonna give you a point for that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, here's the last question.
Okay.
Is there anything you've ever been afraid to ask me? If so, ask me now.
Well, no, I just ask you whatever. You think I'm about to lose my mind sometimes. I just put it out there, whatever it be. And I'm not afraid to talk to you. And we used to have family meetings on Sunday evenings anyway.
Yeah.
They hated them. But me and their dad would sit and have them all come in the living room on a Sunday evening, and everybody had to tell what their plan was for the week, or what their goals was for the next week or whenever. And so we have always asked the kids questions and asked them if they needed to know anything or thought they wanted to know something, they could ask us freely. So it's always been like that.
Okay.
So no, I'm not afraid to ask you not a doggone thing. No, I'm not.
Okay. I think you heard it first here. So before we go, is there anything else we want to add or say, or any more questions, and we'll wrap it up?
Well, I just wish the world was a better place at this point for my grandkids.
None of which are mine. I don't.
Yeah, he ain't gave me none. He probably ain't finna get none since he wants something else. But
she means dead.
And so anyway, I probably won't get no grandkids from that with him. But because of the world the way it is today, the sadness and all this craziness, oh my God, and despair, I just hope that the world could be a better place and we could all live as one. That is my hope, my wish before I leave this earth, that it's a better place, safer place, a secure place where you can go and not worry about somebody just blowing you up for no reason.
It's a good note to leave on, y'all. I appreciate y'all watching. I'm going to have to probably break this up in 2 parts, 2 20-minute or so parts.
And I love y'all for listening to Scott's talk.
Yeah. Thanks for viewing, and thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. All right. We'll see.
I love you very much.
I love you too, man. Thank you. Okay. All right. We'll see y'all. I'll see you again for sure. Maybe with Jones here.
Holla.